Good evening, everyone, and joining me today on the Free Press Journal is former England cricketer Monty Panesar. Thanks so much for joining me for this interaction. So how have you been?
Really good, thank you. Really good.
So the cricketing fraternity is still recovering from the blow landed by Virat Kohli's Test retirement. Can you please tell me what has been going through your mind since he announced it?
Yeah, look, I'm in a bit of a state of shock, really. Shock, a little bit sad. I thought he had at least 2 to 3 years in Test cricket, and there's a massive hole that he's left for Indian cricket to fill now. I know he had a bad tour in Australia, but him coming to England, he's got a massive fan base. Everyone was looking forward to watching him play. It's just, surprised, really surprised that he's retired from Test cricket.
Okay. His last Test innings, the dismissal of Scott Boland, in Sydney and thumping his thigh in frustration. That mode of dismissal, edging to the cordon or keeper, had become a pattern throughout that series. Did you feel that he had resigned himself to the extent that he cannot work it out anymore?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think maybe he was mentally fatigued of thinking, that corridor uncertainty just got the best out of him, and he wasn't too sure where his off stump is, not sure which balls to leave, and probably at the end, I think he just got tired. He think, you know what, I'm probably past my best now. I think for the betterment of Indian cricket, I think it's better if they move on now and they bring in a youngster, use the England tour to find the next superstar. And I think he's probably done it for unselfish reasons, really. I think he's retired because he probably knows deep down that ball outside off stump is probably his weakness and he can't figure out, or he's probably just exhausted playing so much high intensity cricket. He's probably just thinking it's best to bow out now and let India, find the next gem.
Both Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli set to play only ODIs moving forward. Do you see them playing the 2027 World Cup, which seems to be their goal at the moment after not winning that elusive trophy in 2023?
Yeah, look, I think it depends on the form. Indian cricket has a lot of talent coming through, and also it depends on the BCCI if they feel that they want Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma to be part of the ODI team, or do they have players coming through where it could be just a fresh start, where they say, right, let's build a new Test team, new ODI team, and it could potentially mean that they may not even feature. They may just think that this is an opportunity to breed in youngsters. They've got 2 years for the next World Cup, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're not involved in ODI cricket either.
Of course, looming in front of us is the tour of England as well when India play 5 tests next month. Do you see the selectors recalling Ajinkya Rahane or Cheteshwar Pujara or both so that the team has some experienced heads in the dressing room?
I think the way Gotham Gambhir thinks and the BCCI, I think they've moved on from them. I think what they'll do is they'll just bring in youngsters who have a bit of talent, a bit of flair. They'll use the tour to find a balanced top six, and India could be even more dangerous, with the exuberance of youth, the fearlessness that Indian young batters have and young Indian cricketers that are coming through. Hopefully, India can quickly recover. The Indian team don't feel that they're missing Virat Kohli a lot, and they're able to fill that hole very quickly because that number four spot is the most hardest spot in Indian cricket, isn't it? Tendulkar had it since '92, and then Virat Kohli took it over since 2013. So hopefully they'll find that number four. And with the talent that's coming through, I think they'll quickly recover. I think Indian cricket will quickly move on, and don't be surprised they may even beat England with a young dangerous Indian team.
Yeah. The big question is also from the captaincy perspective with Rohit Sharma retiring. Who do you see taking over? Because there have been talks of Shubman Gill, Jasprit Bumrah, and even remotely Rishabh Pant. Who do you think makes a good fit?
Well, I think with Shubman Gill's batting average being below 40, he's more talented than that. I think he should average 45 plus in Test cricket. So I think they may just focus him on his batting. I think Jasprit Bumrah is probably the one that they'll go for because the wickets here will probably swing a little bit, seem. I know it's in July, but overcast conditions, and suddenly the bowlers are in the game. And at some point during the Test match, that will happen. So I think Jasprit Bumrah is a good choice for the tour of England, and then see how he goes. And if he's successful, then they may just keep up with him. But I will go with Jasprit Bumrah.
With Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli stepping down from tests, are England overwhelming favorites to win the series, or do you see India just pulling off something like the young side did in Australia in 2021?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what they're going to look to do. I think the Indian team's got to think to themselves, well, we got to continue the Virat Kohli legacy. We got to play with that intensity, that passion, that aggression, in your face type of cricket, and look at some of the Test matches that they won, which were, the Brisbane one was unbelievable. That's the sort of inspiration this Indian team should take, and they have every opportunity of doing that. But when you look at the England camp, you'll probably think from an England perspective, yeah, we got a great chance of winning the series without Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, so they'll be very confident. But they also can't be complacent. They've got to also think that this Indian team has the ability. They love new challenges. They love the unknown. They love conditions that are alien to them. And they will look out there and be ultra aggressive. So, in my opinion, I think this fearless young Indian team could be even more dangerous to England. So, England need to be on their toes, but they'll be a little bit more comfortable knowing that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli is not on tour.
How do you rate Virat Kohli's, the legacy as a captain and batsman in Tests? He scored 9,230 runs in 123 Tests and is the most successful Indian Test skipper, including helping India register a series win in Australia. How do you say his impact over the 14 years of Test cricket that he played?
Yeah, look, I think he started off very promising, and everyone was super excited by his talent. They kind of immediately knew that he'll probably take over, Tendulkar's number four position, and then he had his best years in 2016 to 2019, which was he was averaging over 70, and after that it kind of dipped for him, for the last few years after COVID, really, and he didn't really find that same form, and eventually you kind of ask yourself the question, how long can I keep going with the form that he was producing after 2020? And he probably feels it's the right decision to move on, especially, a dreadful tour of Australia. But overall, when you look at Virat Kohli, he's the global superstar that brought so much attention to Indian cricket, to world cricket. He got fans all over the world that weren't probably following cricket to follow him as well. And he's a massive brand. So that bit, I think that's what cricket's going to miss is his global superstar status. And he is King Kohli. And I think, do we have another superstar cricketer like him that can compete against the other world athletes at the moment? In cricket, I don't think so. Not at the moment. And that's the bit I think cricket will miss. But I hope he's there for the Olympics in LA because that would be unbelievable if he can somehow come out of T20 retirement and play there.
One last question for you. With actually IPL 2025 also resuming after the 1 week suspension, and with Virat Kohli in supreme touch this year, do you see the Royal Challengers Bangalore finally breaking their title drop?
I hope so. I hope it's that year where Virat Kohli does win it because he deserves to win an IPL trophy. He's done so much for Indian cricket. He's done so much for IPL, and that's the one trophy that's missing in his cabinet is an IPL trophy. And he's been in tremendous form. So he's still got the desire, the hunger. He's still got the same fitness levels. So fingers crossed. Since he's retired from Test cricket, let's hope he can win the IPL this year.
Okay. Thanks so much, Monty, for joining me. It was a pleasure having your insights on what has been a seismic change in the sport. I wish you the best, and I hope we can do this again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.